Savage Axis project is finished. I'm going to go over the prices of all the parts and pieces that I put on it to put this thing together, and also we'll talk about whether I think it was worth it and what else is out there for the price that I paid to have this rifle look like this. So let's get into it. So the price that I paid for the gun in its stock form was $359. The next thing I did was I ordered this Boyd stock. That set me back about $312 after taxes. Then we have the upgraded bolt handle. That was about $60. Then we had the trigger. The trigger is from it's a Timney trigger. That was about $169 after taxes. And I also I took it to a gunsmith to have them put it in because I just didn't feel super comfortable doing that myself. It ended up really nice. Let's see. So it's about 3 pounds now, whereas stock it was a little over 6 pounds. So quite an improvement. One thing I wasted money on was the M-Carbo trigger kit. I was not able to use it on this rifle because the stock trigger was not threaded. So if that's the case, if you have a Axis and the trigger is not threaded, the M-Carbo trigger kit will not work for you. So you'll have to, if you want an adjustable trigger, you'll have to get either Timney trigger or Rifle Basics, I believe, makes one for the Axis. But all of those parts brings us up to a grand total of about $1,000. I think it was like $990. So for that price point, would I have bought this rifle for $1,000? I looked up a handful of other rifles that were right in that price point, and I just listed a couple. Two of the rifles that I found in that price point were the Tikka T3X Superlight and also the Ruger American. I definitely would have liked to have had either of those rifles. And then I found two that were considerably less, around the $600 mark, and that's the CVA Cascade, which already has an adjustable trigger, an adjustable length of pull, and then the CVA Cascade has a threaded muzzle, so it's ready for another good option in the $600 mark was the Savage Apex Hunter 110, which comes with an adjustable trigger, an adjustable length of pull, and a Vortex crossfire scope. So the scope that came on this one is this Weaver, and it was pretty terrible. I was looking at it and I think it retails for like $35. So of course I had to get new scope rings and a new scope, which if you add the scope rings and the scope to the total build price, that brings us up to $1,449, I believe. So it's a considerable amount of money for a budget rifle. Would I do it again? Definitely not. But it was fun ordering the parts, installing the parts, or having them installed in the case of the trigger. I know the real test will be bringing it to the range, but I don't know what I would have bought instead. I'm pretty indecisive. So what would you guys have bought instead? Let me know down in the comments.